Fire away, Coach Smith.
Coach Albury had just talked about, the progression of LaDamian Guyton throughout this camp and just how much of a pro he looks like already at such a young age. Can you just talk about his improvement throughout this whole entire camp?
Yeah, I mean, since the first day he stepped on, he's done everything we've asked of him. He does a really good job, even off-site, of the things that he's already doing in a pro mindset. So just the piece of development and progression that he's doing everything right, everything we're asking of him, and honestly just trying to keep it trending towards up so obviously we can get the most out of him.
Who in your room has kind of made the most progress, you feel like, since practice started?
I mean, you can talk about a whole slew of guys. I think the one thing in our room that's going to be really, really good for us this year is the depth that we have. I think I've got a ton of guys in there that I can trust. But I think, some of the young guys like Charles and those guys who haven't, Charles Anderson and Ansel, and some of those guys who hasn't gotten much game action, just to see their development and progression, since I stepped foot on campus here, it's been a pleasant sight to see. But I think our room as a whole has a lot of depth pieces that we can have, and I think we'll have a ton of guys that we can be able to play in waves that'll be really good for us.
Have you seen LaDamian latch on anybody in specific as he's kind of learning the feel-out process of college?
Yeah, I think, the one thing about this culture around here and what Coach McGuire has already created, it's not just guys in our room. I mean, we got Trey, we got Adam, you got Ansel, you got guys who've been around here, but you see him talking to John Kerry, you see him talking to Ben Roberts, you see him talking, to Bryce Pollock. Different guys, man, and that just speaks to the team culture that we have, that not only is it guys on defense or it's offensive guys. Everybody's just trying to pull him all in one accord to make sure that, the culture is what it is, but trying to show him the way of how to be a Red Raider.
For a guy like that, especially him reclassifying and coming in the summer instead of the spring, is there part of you that tries to make sure not to overload him too quickly as he's kind of getting his feet under him?
Yeah, that's part of it. I mean, there's a plan that you put in place for younger guys as far as trajectory and the way you want them to be able to trend, just to get him to the first game to make sure he's not overloaded and things of that nature. But like I've been saying, man, he's doing everything that we're asking of him, and he's doing, a really good job of everything that he's doing right now.
Speaking on Jamon Mathis, kind of seen as maybe that third guy in that rotation at the edge group. How has he looked throughout camp and progressed since he's gotten here?
Yeah, he's done a really, really good job. I think one of the things that I think that he took really in stride was the way he's able to change his body, just to be able to come here and do the different things that we're asking strength and conditioning wise. And so I think that has made a big change, is making a jump in his game, which he's progressing really, really well right now.
You mentioned Adam and Trey. Just what have you seen from them during fall camp?
Yeah, those guys are consummate pros, man. Their approach, the way they do things, they're cerebral, they're smart, they're high football IQ guys. And then you pair that with the work that they're going to be able to put in and the leadership qualities that they have, man. Those guys are two really, really good guys to lead our room right now. So they're doing an excellent job.
When you were playing in Missouri, what was your relationship like with Alden Smith, and how did it hit you when you lost him?
Yeah, man, that was my brother. I mean, there's newspapers, there's articles of us, being the Smith brothers, so that was a real thing. So me and him was really, really close, all the way up into his pro days, man. When he came and played for the Cowboys, we would still hang out, we would still talk on the phone, we would do different things. So losing him hurt for sure. Definitely one of those unfortunate situations. I'll say it to this day, man, he is one of the best players that I've ever played with and laid eyes as far as what he can do on the football field. But I think off the field, he was a great person as well when you really got to know him.
When you said brother, you and your...
No, that was the reference. In Missouri, we both were Smiths. That was the reference that a lot of people made. We were Smith brothers at that time, so...
I'd asked Coach Albury about the scrimmage on Saturday. How do you feel like your group performed throughout the scrimmage?
Yeah, I think one of the main things that, you know, me and Coach Alberry have been doing is trying to get a consistent flow of us working together. So I know he's the D-line coach and I'm the outside linebacker, but we meet together a ton, man, because we want to all be singing the same note, the same hymn note, and all being on the same accord just as far as us being up front. And I think the scrimmage showed a really right step in that direction for the way that we want the front to be able to play. And so we did some good things, and obviously there's things we need to work on. But so far as a whole, I think we're doing a really, really good job.
Alberry said guidance kind of stood out to him. Who stood out to you among the defensive tackles?
I mean, obviously, you know, you've got, I think, too, you know, you've got a lot of depth guys there where we're going to be able to rotate, you know, a ton of guys that's going to be able to play well. So I can sit here and rattle off 4 or 5 guys who I think are doing really, really well, but I think just that group as a whole, man, I think they're doing a really, really good job. I think Coach Alberry is doing a good job with those guys. So.
All right, more questions? All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.